If you're an empath, you already know how stressful it can be to be exposed to other people's pain. Empaths are highly sensitive to the emotions of people around them. They don't even have to know someone to take on their emotional distress. Many empaths don't just sense other people's emotions, they actually feel them in their own body. It makes being in social contact on a regular basis an incredibly uncomfortable situation, unless you know how to process the emotional and physical sensations you experience. If you're an empath, you need to use the following 10 habits to make your life happier and healthier. Time alone to recharge. Most empaths are highly sensitive people who have introverted personality types. It's natural because their exposure to other people can be so burdensome. Some empaths are not only able to experience the emotional and physical distress of those around them, they can actually feel those sensations in their own physical bodies. That would make anyone want to get away from the constant sensory input of the crowd. What's more, empaths are sensitive to other sensory input too, such as noisy environments. Being in a noisy crowd is like torture for them, and it quickly drains their energy. That's why they need plenty of time alone to recharge their batteries. This is particularly true for empaths exposed to toxic individuals like narcissists. If you're an empath, make sure you prioritize your time alone so you can recharge your batteries and soothe your own psyche. Limited time with emotional vampires. While it seems counterintuitive, toxic people like narcissists are very attracted to empaths. The narcissist wants someone who will focus solely on their needs. And because the empath can see their deep emotional pain and want to help, they are all too often willing to do just that. If an empath is around these toxic personalities, they are rapidly depleted of energy. That's why it's critical to limit the time they are exposed to these kinds of people. If this is your situation, it's vital to realize that as much as you might like to help them, you most likely won't be able to heal them. For that reason, you need to be sure you prioritize your own mental and physical well-being by setting boundaries regarding the amount of time you're willing to be exposed to their draining energy. You can do this by ensuring you set the time and place, as well as the length of time you will spend with them. Embrace the dark. Empaths often try to suppress their own dark emotions because they experience them in such a deep way. But suppressing is not the same as processing them. Dark emotions like anger, depression, or sadness can easily weigh an empath down. And if they don't know how to sit with those emotions and let them go, it can have devastating results. Empaths need to learn how to properly deal with those dark emotions so that they don't be consumed by them. This means understanding how to express these kinds of emotions and how to sit with them, rather than trying to not feel them. Of course, when anyone feels uncomfortable, the instinct is to get away from it. The problem is that by ignoring or suppressing dark emotions, they don't just go away. Instead, they fester until they become a problem you can't ignore. Sitting in mindfulness as the observer and exploring those emotions can help you see that they are not a permanent state. They will shift in intensity and frequency, and when properly expressed, you can let them go. Nature therapy, and plenty of it. One of the best types of sensory input for an empath is what they get from the natural world. Being in nature grounds the empath in their strengths, recharges their batteries, and helps them experience the interconnectedness of life itself on a very deep level. This is one of the best ways an empath can feel whole, particularly after spending time with a toxic person. If you're an empath, make sure you regularly take the time to get out into nature and reconnect with all that is beautiful in the world. It's critical for your physical and mental well-being, and it will bring you the kind of sensory input that can heal your own wounds. Go deep. Because of their highly sensitive nature, empaths have problems with small talk. They can easily sense any underlying distress of the people with whom they're interacting, and so small talk seems like a silly waste of time. That's why it's important for empaths to regularly have deep conversations with people they enjoy. It stimulates their curiosity and helps them explore the emotions and sensory input they're receiving. If you're an empath, make sure you can spend time with people who also like to go deep and explore issues that many people would otherwise avoid. Daily mindfulness. This is something that cannot be understated for empaths. You need to practice daily mindfulness to help process your emotions and keep close track of the sensations you're experiencing in your own body. This is particularly true when you're around toxic people. It's easy for empaths to take on the negative emotions and even the physical pain of the people they are around. They are able to sense and even feel these sensations in their own bodies. And if they don't process those emotions, it's extremely harmful. It's one of the ways a narcissist can destroy an empath. You need to sit in quiet contemplation of the present moment and how your feelings are affecting your body. When you sit with them in this way, you can experience those emotions, notice how they shift, and finally, let them go. It's absolutely vital that you do this on a daily basis to get rid of the toxins that accumulate in your mind and body. Quiet, peaceful living environment. Another critical element for empaths is that they have a quiet, peaceful home environment where they can escape the constant barrage of emotional sensations they receive from the people around them. They desperately need a peaceful place to hide away from the stress and process their own emotional responses. Make sure that your living space reflects the kind of themes that are comforting for you and that they make you feel calm and safe. There's nothing worse for an empath than to have no place they can consider a refuge from toxicity. If you live with a toxic person, then claim some space either in your home or at another location where you can find peace and escape their draining energy. For your own peace of mind, this is essential. Just use your ears. Empaths have a tendency to listen to other people's concerns and issues with every fiber of their being. They physically and mentally take on the distress that another person is experiencing. While this engenders a deep compassion for their friends and loved ones, it's very damaging for the empath. It can be helpful to tune out the other parts of your body and just listen to the person with your ears. Hear what they are saying and give them compassion and respect, but avoid soaking up their emotional and physical sensations with the rest of your body. You'll be happier with your life experiences if you can only choose to go all in when you're ready for such an experience. Emotional release exercises. Because of the intensity with which empaths experience the emotions of other people, it's vital that they release that energy from their own bodies. Research shows that high levels of empathy and social anxiety go hand in hand, and that is because of the emotional intensity and sensitivity empaths experience. Trapped energy is the source of complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and it can have serious long-term health consequences. There are a number of things you can do, from combining movement with talking about your emotional sensations to walking quietly and mindfully in nature. Whatever works for you to process and release those emotions is what you need to do, and it's likely you'll want to do it every single day. By properly processing the emotional baggage you take on, you can focus on your own needs and priorities. It will help you lead a happier, fuller life. Don't fix it. Empaths are extremely compassionate, generous people who want to help the people they see are in such emotional distress. This is one of the things that attracts them to narcissists. They can see the inner turmoil, and they want to help. The problem with that is that you cannot fix other people. You will never be able to fix them. Only they can choose to fix themselves. You can listen to their distress. You can offer them your empathy. But you cannot fix their problems. For your own health, you must let go of the idea that you can say or do the right thing that will fix them. It just isn't so. Listen compassionately, offer your empathy and sympathy, and support them if they decide they want to change. Do all those things, but let go of the idea that it is your responsibility to fix them. Finally, empaths are special people who bring compassion and tenderness to a very harsh world. If you are one of these sensitive beings, you deserve a happy and healthy life because you bring so much of the same to everyone around you. These 10 habits will help you achieve a more satisfying and positive life for yourself, and that in turn will help everyone else around you. If you're an empath, you need to understand why so many toxic people, including narcissists, are drawn to you. The next video about why empaths attract narcissists will help you understand why you seem to have so many damaged people in your life. So go and watch that video next. Thanks for watching.